So I'm just going to try and film this video really quickly, and I'm going to break down for you what I'm doing. And I wanted to record it today. It's really kind of funny and ironic because I'm really under the weather and we're going to be talking about health and all that stuff, but I think it's very fitting to start it on this note. So let me explain. I have started embarking on a process of rebuilding my body from like a posture, muscular balance, and just a whole lot of stuff I'm doing. And I want to document the process of like ground zero to building something I'm really proud of. And here's what you can expect. I'm going to be posting a video every month about my physique update and how things are looking. And I'm going to break down the biggest lessons I've learned about my body and about my posture and muscle imbalances and all this stuff. And if you want to know how I'm doing these things, go check it out in the description. I'm using the Prehab Dojo and then also the moveu program. Big shout out to those guys. I'm going to share with you the biggest lessons that I learn each month, and then also like what I'm focusing on, why I'm focusing on it, and then share my advice based on what I've learned. The reason why I'm doing this is when I first started this channel, if you look all the way back at the first video, I made a video called How to Become a Videographer in 90 Days. And in that video, I said I was gonna like document the process of building a videography business and sharing that. And I never followed through with it. And I ended up creating a great company. I became a pretty successful videographer in a short period of time. And I really wish that I had captured at least a little bit of the journey to share and impart some wisdom to others who are out there. And that's what I really want to do with this, not only for you and to help you and to serve you, but also like for myself. I want to time capsule these parts of my life and be able to look back and reflect. I think reflection is an extremely important part of life, and it gives you perspective on how far you've come. And it also is a way for me to hold myself accountable in a really public way. And what I'm really committed to also is building a community of people who love health, people who love wellness and longevity and health span and biohacking and I don't know, all this crazy stuff that I'm obsessed with now. And the reason why I'm obsessed with it is because, you know, if you don't know my story, about 3 years ago, I had a bunch of health challenges, and it happened because of lifestyle and just some poor choices and stress and things that I didn't really understand or learn anywhere. And when I couldn't get help from doctors and stuff, I sort of had to start figuring things out and piecing things together on my own. And I've come a long way, and I also have more to go. And had there been a community of people that are interested in this kind of stuff that were there to support me, it could have made that journey a lot easier. And I may have not been in that place in the first place. If there was someone like me, who's as young as I am, I'm 26 at the time of recording this, who was making videos about how cool it is to optimize your sleep and to, you know, do a heavy metal detox and an infrared sauna and grounding and meditation and all this stuff that I now do and is a part of my lifestyle. If someone had done a really good job of making compelling videos that were beautiful and cinematic and entertaining and interesting and cool, like, I may have not have ended up in that place. I want to make it as cool to be healthy and live well as it is to go out and party and do all that stuff. And it's not that that stuff is bad. I'm not going to make it wrong. It's just like there needs to be a contrast and also options for people to say like, hey, I could live this way and like I won't be judged for it. You know, I'll be loved for it. I'll be praised for it. And that's what I hope for this channel and this community that we're going to be building. And I hope this inspires you. I hope this inspires you to start your own journey of some kind, whether it's you want to build muscle or whether you want to get out of pain or whether you want to run a marathon or do an Ironman, whatever it is. Like, I hope that you take on a challenge for yourself and you document the process too, so you can inspire others around you. So let's get down to it. All right. This is me at ground zero. This is me at 30 days. I'm about 45 days in now, and so you guys will see another video in about 15 days. But I'm going to talk to you about what's going on with my body and what I'm working on. So right now, in this picture, when I first started, you can see my shoulder blades are winging quite a bit, and my pelvis is anteriorly rotated. It's also twisted and hiked a bit. And so what I'm working on is bringing the pelvis level, bringing the pelvis back to a neutral position, and bringing the shoulder blades to lay flat on the back, as well as bringing my neck position back instead of having, this forward type posture. So lesson number 1, consistency over perfection. This is my new mantra, and it's going to be my mantra for all of 2020, which is just doing the small things every day will eventually turn into the big things. Like, change doesn't happen overnight, and in order to make real progress, we have to be consistent. And that's something that sounds really rudimentary and it sounds really basic, but it's this idea of like the compound effect, which I've talked about in another video, that I'm getting really excited about, because like sometimes you don't see change super fast. Even though I'm already seeing good change, it's like our mind will play games with us because we're not seeing results fast enough, and people are obsessed right now with instant gratification. So if you can delay that gratification and you can focus on just doing the work every day, you're going to separate yourself from everyone else really, really quickly. And for me, this isn't about just like fixing something. It's about changing my life. It's about changing my body and the way that I experience the world, because it is also my belief that our posture will determine our experience of the world, will determine how we react to the experiences in our field of view and in our perception. Lesson number 2, the body is a system of systems, meaning everything works together. So if you want to fix your shoulders, you're going to have to work on your feet, and you're going to have to work on your knees, and you have to do everything. It's not like you can just isolate and work on one particular thing where you have an injury. You can't just think of life as being so siloed. Like, everything that you do will affect something else. Like Newton's law, every action has a greater or equal reaction. And so we want to be really conscious of that when we're improving our body, when we're fixing imbalances. Is sometimes the thing that we think we need to fix is not the thing that we need to fix. And the reason why we're in pain, or we have an injury, or we have an imbalance is having to do with something totally different that we may never know. Maybe your big toe is affecting your neck, and as soon as you strengthen your big toe, all of a sudden that neck twinge goes away. And number 3 is that injury doesn't happen in a moment. It happens over time, unless you have an accident. But let's put that aside. If you're in chronic pain or you have like chronic imbalances, it happened because bad mechanics over years and years and years and years. And then finally you step off the curb and you trip, and then boom, you tear your ACL, or you bulge a disc, whatever your thing is. It happens because you had bad movement patterns, and then finally there was a straw that broke the camel's back, and then you got injured. Number 4 is identity is fierce. Like, whoever you are, your ego wants to keep you that way. And it wants to keep you that way really bad. And that's my experience, is that when it's time to change, change can be hard. And it doesn't have to be always, but in this case, I have found it to be challenging. And the reason why it's challenging is because, we're used to living a certain way, and we're in an emotional pattern. And like, when we're in an emotional pattern, like, what is most comfortable, like deep into the groove, is just to stay in that same pattern. And so when we're changing, we need to think about changing our identity, not just changing our behavior, but actually changing who we are. And when we change who we are, the behavior will follow. So as you can see, we've made good progress, from side by side. And I'm really excited for the next picture. I think we're going to see a lot more progress. In the next picture, we're going to see even more. I think we're going to start seeing exponential gains. And if you have any questions about, what I'm doing, how I'm doing this, or if you've got some stuff going on, then blow me up in the comments. Let me know. If you like this content, you like the stuff that I'm talking about, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. And come along for the journey, join the community, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Be well.